How's it going, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to make this drink caddy. If you want to make this, I do have a free set of plans that you can download in the description below as well. And I do plan on making videos more actively now, so I think I'm going to shoot for every other Tuesday. But let's go ahead and start with this one. If you want to see how this project is made, stay tuned and I'll be glad to show you. For this project, I'm going to be using some scrap walnut that I have laying around the shop. I think once I sand it nice and smooth and give it a finish, it's going to look really good in the end. So I'm basically going to start right now with the table saw where I can cut all my pieces to size. So I was about to make my final cut of my first board and decided that it's going to be better if I cut all my widths right now. Then I'm going to head over to my planer where I can plane everything down to its final thickness. And then I'll come back to my table saw. That way I can avoid as much tear out as possible. So let's go ahead and finish doing the widths right now and then we'll head over to the planer. Now before I plane anything, I have two boards that I want to glue together. That way I can have one wide board when it's all done. And then I'll head over to the planer and plane this all nice and smooth. So it's been about an hour and a half, so I can go ahead and take this apart and start sending all my stuff through the planer. At this point, I have everything planed down to its final thickness. From here, I can go ahead and start cutting all my pieces to their final dimensions as well. And I'm going to be starting with my side pieces where I'll be cutting the dog ears. Alright, so now I want to go ahead and take my bottom piece and I need to cut a 1/2 inch wide groove knit directly down the center and it's a 1/4 inch deep. So what I did was I set up a dado stack in my table saw. I already made a few test cuts to make sure it's nice and snug and the right depth. And now I can go ahead and cut this right down the center. And both of my side pieces are going to need a 1/2 inch wide rabbet on the bottom that's a 1/4 inch deep. So what I did was I went ahead and kept my dado stack the same, but I set up a sacrificial fence on my table saw. Now I can run these through there. So at this point, I have all my pieces cut to their final dimensions, with the exception of the center piece. I actually have a template that I'm going to apply to this, but before I apply it, I want to go ahead and cut out the final width at my table saw. I'm going to leave the length a little bit longer, and that's going to allow me to cut out the arch at the top and just kind of fine tune it so it's a nice perfect fit in the end. So I went ahead and sanded everything to a nice smooth finish. Now what I want to do is go ahead and take some wood glue and my nail gun, and I'm just going to tack everything together, let it dry, and then I'll give it a nice finish once it's all done. So now my caddy's fully assembled, and one of the last things to do is go ahead and apply the finish. For this project, I'm going to be using Danish oil. It's a wipe-on finish, and it's just really easy to apply, and it comes out extremely nice. It's going to pull the grain out very well. Now I actually went ahead and I filled in all the nail holes that were on the side, but I kept the ones for the boards going across here. I just thought it kind of looked cool there. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and wipe on this finish and see the wood come to life. And last but not least, I'll add the opener on the side. And with that bottle opener attached on the side, that's going to wrap it up for this project. Now this was designed with a 12-ounce bottle in mind, and these are only 8 ounces, so there is more room in between each of them. But when you get a bigger bottle in here, it's going to push them all together and kind of hold them in place better than this one, because they're just a little bit too small for this holder. But that's about it for this project, guys. I still do have a lot of that scrap walnut left, so if you have any ideas for that, let me know, since it's kind of hard to get to the lumber store with everything going on right now. So if you guys like this video, as always, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll hopefully see you guys every other Tuesday.